guys, I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran, 20-year plus actually, doing work for companies such as Marvel, DC Comics, kind of famously known for Superman Earth 1, created a lot of the Red Lanterns that have been in a lot of video games, Lego toys, such. Worked for legendary studios, Pacific Rim, Godzilla, movies like that, Inception. And today I am, again, once addressing the quartering, a YouTuber, maybe you guys have heard of him, that seems to keep wanting to weigh in on Shane Davis. Shane Davis, Melanie Mack wanted to say, I'm a cancel pig, which is funny because a lot of my channel is built up talking about anti-cancel culture. You guys can go look through my feed. You'll see me kind of try to slow the roll down on the Ed Piskor situation. I've done tons of commentary on just the effects of cancel culture and how it goes unchecked. So I do take it seriously when I am called a cancel pig. We did a previous video. You can guys go check that out if you want to see where I was called a cancel pig by the quartering and then followed up by Melanie Mack. But here he is again on another stream, the quartering, talking about Ethan Van Sciver and Shane Davis. Calls us two gays. We're two gays obsessed over another man. He doubles down, calling them 100% cancel pigs. Now, we're going to play this clip, let you guys hear it straight from his mouth.
This guy donated $50. He wanted to ask you a question directly.
Man, they love it. Yeah, go hit me.
Yeah, but quartering, why then did you lie about EVS and Shane Davis using a whisper network to threaten the comic artists that they work for, Eric July, Ripperverse? You accused him of that and then pivoted to act like you cared about EVS's late books.
Oh, no, they definitely
Okay, explain yourself, you fucking bigot.
Oh, no, the EVS and Shane are definitely cancel pigs, 100%.
I've got that video if you want to watch it.
I mean, there's that video, but it's not even that. Like, it's, it's everything else too. They stream every night and they're like fucking obsessed with another man, like two gays, like obsessed with another gay that like, it's so cringe and weird. Like, even I had a limit with Brie Larson videos.
I'm sorry, he had a limit with Brie Larson videos. Does anyone want to go in and check on his channel and see how many hours and days and months and years he devoted to her?
Right. And the reality is we were just talking shop and talking about indie comic sphere and stuff like that and Eric July's books. Why would me and Ethan Van Sciver be cancel pigs? Why are we being called cancel pigs? Well, ironically, I made about $400,000 for Isom 2's campaign with a $100 Shane Davis cover that I did do for Eric July. Did I cancel him? Am I canceling another man by helping them raise $400,000? Wow, Jeremy.
No, the crux of the issue here is that they're claiming that you're trying to gatekeep talent from working with Eric July.
Yeah. Okay, let me gatekeep talent. The only gatekeeping talent I've done with Eric July is when he asked me to do more for the Ripperverse live on an Isom 2 closeout stream, and I turned him down. The only you know what? Here's the thing, YouTube. I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to say, no, I won't work for your company. I'm actually also allowed as a paying customer to say this book is shit. This is what kills me on, and I'm really going to go out here on this. This is nothing against Chuck Dixon, who's working on Horseman or the artist attached to it. But the reality is Eric July comes out with a book called Horseman.
Nay.
Called the Black Stan Lee also. Announced at a Comic-Con. Now, normal YouTube out of the griftosphere would actually make fun of that if that same artwork, the same talent, the same name had been released by Marvel or DC Comics. If that press had came out, YouTube would have lit up. Marvel and DC, it's over. Catchwords in title, all of that shit, dumpster fire, everything's fine. Horseman, they'd take Batman and put a horse on his head and call it Horseman. Every YouTuber, the same guys that talk about geek culture, some that don't even give a shit about comics, but only swing by it whenever it's time. Pretty much everybody here would have made fun of it, but they can't. Why? Because it's a YouTuber, somebody they stream with. Now, I would argue that the people that don't criticize things like Horseman, that's a bad idea, are actually causing damage to Eric July's brand. because be honest with him. That's a bad idea, bro. This is ridiculous. But instead, you're going to pretend like it didn't happen. Again, how many of these people criticized the Yaira live action trailer? If that had been a Wonder Woman live action trailer or something else by Marvel and DC, everybody would have talked about it for days. It's the hypocrisy of the whole thing. So why was Melanie Mack applauding and saying, yes, they are canceled pigs? Why? Well, because she's here, I guess, drawn as a comic character because, you know, she's part of the geekosphere, knows something.
Well, to be accurate, that is actually Lara Croft. So, hey, she's Lara Croft, you guys. Oh, RSVP required. You have to go to the Dallas meetup on June the 8th for the Ripperverse crew. It's interesting it's called the Ripperverse Dallas meetup, and I didn't know that Netrotic was part of Ripperverse, or Melanie Mack was part of Ripperverse, or, you know, it's a bit confusing, don't you think? Unless they have projects coming out through the Ripperverse, then I understand.
I guess, but the takeaway here is they're all drawn like comic book characters, so evidently they know what they're talking about when it comes to comics because they're drawn as comic book characters, right? And again, Melanie Mack is on Twitter saying she didn't say my name. No, but you did applaud and say they are canceled pigs. Yes, they are. You did echo what Jeremy said. Now, why is the quartering doubling, quadrupling down? So I don't know. I've only been on stream with him once. It was a Jack show. I kind of called him out for shilling Ben Shapiro stuff. And that was pretty much it. Never been on stream with him again. I don't even know if I've ever had an interaction with him on Twitter or whatnot. I know my name came up towards him with the C2E2 cancellation through John Malin, but, you know, maybe I made his list then, whatever. But the reality is I don't have a great opinion of Eric July. People come up to me, well, would you ever work with Ripperverse again? Again, Eric July asking me publicly, and my answer was no. Not a great working situation, I felt. I'm glad Eric made a shit ton of money off of me, but whatever. So there is a video where I actually started to have bad feelings about Eric and what Eric was doing, what he calls the indie comic space. And that is a video that he basically talks about how making money in comics. You know, part 1 overview. You guys can go check this out on his channel and you can find this video and watch the whole thing. I actually suggest everybody does. And there was one part that really got me the most, and that was that where he states 99% of creative people don't have business sense. So why bother? Why even try to do a comic? Why even whatever? Now, I'm a very big proponent of crowdfunding comics because obviously people, whether it's Yellow Flash, the quartering, Melanie Mack call me a cancel pig, I don't believe in gatekeeping. And crowdfunding allows anybody, including myself, including people I've never even met, to go out here and attempt to raise a comic by taking, by letting people fund it and make it possible, and then giving them a comic as a perk, sort of a pre-order. Now, a longer pre-order, but still a pre-order in a weird way. And I think that's great. I think it prevents evil corporations and gatekeeping, or some guy on YouTube trying to funnel everybody into his brand as a way to sell their merch, books, whatever, or fulfillment center. You see, that's where I don't line up with Eric July. And that's okay. I don't have to agree with Eric July. I don't. I actually like that I don't. I'm a free thinking person. I run my business. He runs his. But if you go out here and say 99% of people don't have business sense, you are attacking crowdfunding, especially when in the same video, you're poking up signs like Kickstarter and Indiegogo in the video and saying people will sit on your money and they don't know how to handle money. More money than they ever did seed. They don't know what to do with it. All that stuff, not too cool. Let's hit play.
So here's the part that skipped a lot of people's notice. And that's when he came out and said, yeah, 99% of creatives don't have business sense. And it's like, wow, okay. Even the Small Business Bureau and all these kind of things won't agree with those stats. But hey, whatever, you do you, man.
Stop listening to your favorite comic book creatives when it comes to business. 99% of them are not publishers, nor are they businessmen. They've been contractors their entire lives, and the only thing most of them know is the system that currently exists. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, but taking their advice on anything outside of the creative stuff is a bonehead decision. This is why so many people are protective of that old, broken, archaic model that the Marvels of the world, DCs, and other major publishers use. It's because it's all that they know, but they are big companies at the end of the day, and they can at least get them gigs, the creatives, that is.
So this is my problem. Isn't he up here saying all the time that he wants to make Rippaverse a major publisher and he wants to publish at least a book a month? How is he any different from a major publisher like Marvel and DC or Image or anybody at this point exactly?
Because he's on YouTube, and that's the whole thing. People are going to have to really wake up and come to terms that a lot of YouTubers are going to try to make comics. They are going to try to own IP and story and use comics, not because they like comics, not because they even really care about the quality of the comics. They're going to try to use comics as a portfolio for other media. Now, is there anything technically wrong with that? Depends on your intentions. If you're still trying to make a good story, then that's fine. Go ahead. A good story is a good story. If your goal is to end up in animation or film, but realistically, making a comic that's a portfolio piece and look like a low budget superhero TV show usually lends itself to bad comics. I'm sorry. And to be honest, I gave Isom 1 a shot. I had to buy my own Isom cover from him for $100. I saw Isom 2. I just don't see the intentions to make an actual good comic. He might one day come across making a good comic. I don't know if he'll have people's attentions at that point. I don't know. I hope so for him. But right now, I just don't see eye to eye with Eric July and the things that he's representing.
All right. So earlier on, we showed you guys the whole 99% thing. And people say, well, he isn't attacking crowdfunding. So now we're going to play the part where you can see how this whole 99% creatives and the whole crowdfunding comics is bad, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's listen to his reasoning for why crowdfunding is bad.
Creatives are broke and are complaining about pay from legends to newbies, and it doesn't matter if you're working with an indie or the big dogs. You're getting paid very little or you're getting paid very late, or both. The other thing is that people are also realizing there's alternatives now. Crowdfunding, for example, has decentralized the means. That's great, but in some ways it's a problem. People that are in over their heads and have no business bone in their body are trying to be publishers and they have no idea what they're doing. This has caused extremely late campaigns and unfulfilled promises. Worse, some now have access to more money than they've ever seen in their lives, and they end up spending it on everything else but the project. That's unfortunate because now many customers are weary of the crowdfunding aspect.
Okay, guys, so that is the issue exactly. See, he says 99% of the creators have no business sense, and it's because they don't have a business bone in their body. They're going to blow all your money on hookers and blow, I guess.
9 Lives Comics, we have fulfilled 3 major campaigns, 6 books in total. Now, I have to take issue with these statements that Eric July feels to put out there. If these statements had been more brought to my attention before I was asked to draw a cover for them, I never would. I never would have touched Rippaverse, because this is an attack on what I choose to do in crowdfunding and what I feel other people in the future will choose to do in crowdfunding. Again, people are going to say, well, that's at this person, that's aimed at this person. But I never heard a name. Actually, it was ambiguous, purposely ambiguous, and, taking shots at, platforms like in crowdfunding, Indiegogo, and Kickstarter, which a lot of comic creatives do. And he happens to be selling comics. So this was a bold business overswing, in my opinion. I don't think it earned him any favors or fans, and that's just how I feel. I am allowed to have these feelings about him attacking my business model, which is crowdfunding. And if that doesn't mean I'm a cancel pig, see, that doesn't work that way. But it does sound catchy and cool, right, Jeremy from the Quartering, to call people that maybe don't like Eric July cancel pigs, or like, it sounds a lot like calling people detractors, right? I'm going to treat Eric's books and the things Eric says just like I would Marvel or DC. That's it. And actually, I encourage everybody on YouTube to do the same. This attitude where like, no, he's golden, it's this. We don't acknowledge the elephant in the room. It's kind of bullshit and hypocritical and makes you question, you guys, did you ever have anything correct to say when it came to Star Wars, Marvel, or any of that stuff that you built your channel on? Actually, is it all bullshit? This whole like, let's make customer first, let's make quality content, let's respect the fans. I don't know. Are you when you call them detractors or cancel pigs just for having an opinion? I'll leave you guys with that. If you guys will, please go sign up for Inglorious Rex 3. You guys, if you backed Inglorious Rex 2, they're shipping. You can check out my timeline. A lot of people really seem ecstatic with the book, and we will be launching 3 probably like August, July, something like that. So check out the trailer for Inglorious Rex 2.
Stepped on the scene, I got greatness all in my jeans. Ain't no way that I can slow down. I'm laced up, look how I shake the ground. Can't touch the crown, but you can kiss the ring. Close your eyes and see how I live a dream. I'm too smooth, MJ with the lean. Don't be fooled, I came through with the team. This is over their heads, how high can it go? I'm too over the edge, got my eyes on the goal. And we right back at it, keep them right on their toes. Look at the way that I move, this is all that I know. Cause I got the drive, I put it in gear. Line them up, I don't see no competitor team. If it ain't first place, we really can't settle for it. Listen up, get ready for it.